An aircraft built around the world's most powerful cannon once destroyed over 900 tanks in a single war. Yet not long ago, the Air Force tried to send it into retirement. Now, dramatic new weapons and digital upgrades threaten to rewrite the rules of close air support. Can a warplane born in the Cold War become the 21st century's deadliest battlefield asset? Or will its legendary reputation finally outpace its reality? The A-10 Thunderbolt II exists because of a single weapon, the GAU-8 Avenger. Engineers didn't just add a cannon to an airplane, they built the airplane around the gun. The GAU-8 is a 7-barrel, 30mm rotary cannon, stretching nearly 20 feet and weighing over 4,000 pounds with ammunition. It fires depleted uranium rounds at a rate of 3,900 per minute, each shell traveling fast enough to punch through the armor of a main battle tank. During design, Fairchild Republic's team shaped the entire airframe to absorb the recoil and feed the gun's appetite, making the A-10's nose gear offset to fit the massive drum. In 1991, the world saw the results. Across the burning deserts of Iraq, A-10s flew over 8,000 sorties. They left more than 900 Iraqi tanks destroyed, along with thousands of other vehicles and artillery pieces. The sound of the GAU-8's thunder became the last thing enemy tank crews heard. No other aircraft in modern history has matched that record for armored vehicle kills in a single conflict. In 2015, Air Force leaders argued that the A-10's time was up. Budget plans called for retiring the fleet, claiming modern air defenses made the old jet too vulnerable. The proposal landed in Congress just as ground troops and battlefield commanders pushed back, pointing to the A-10's record and to the men and women who had returned alive because of it. April 2003, over Baghdad. Captain Kim Campbell flew her A-10 into a storm of anti-aircraft fire, delivering close support to soldiers pinned down below. An SA-7 missile slammed into her right engine, shredding controls and leaving the jet crippled. With no hydraulics and one engine gone, Campbell switched to manual reversion, flying the wounded jet by brute force alone. She nursed it over 250 miles, gliding toward Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. The A-10 hit the runway at 160 knots, battered but intact. That landing proved what engineers had claimed for decades. This aircraft could take punishment and bring its pilot home. Even as retirement talk grew louder, stories like Campbell's forced a simple question. If the A-10 could survive that, what else could it do with the right upgrades? Inside the A-10's cockpit, the world of analog dials and paper maps has given way to a digital command center. Suite 9, the latest avionics upgrade, transforms the way pilots interact with the aircraft and the battlefield. Lieutenant Colonel Mark Harris, an A-10 pilot with 2 decades of experience, describes the difference as night and day. Where missions once meant juggling radio calls and eyeballing map coordinates, Suite 9 streams target data straight from a Joint Terminal Attack Controller's tablet to the pilot's heads-up display. A red triangle appears on the HUD. No guesswork, no delay. The pilot lines up, confirms with a glance, and the system is ready. The real breakthrough comes with the Scorpion helmet-mounted cueing system. Introduced to the A-10 fleet in 2013 and refined ever since, Scorpion tracks the pilot's head movements in real time using a network of optical sensors and tiny dots on the canopy. Dr. Elena Vargas, an engineer who worked on the system's development, explains how this changes the kill chain. Wherever the pilot looks, the sensors follow. The helmet projects targeting cues directly onto the visor. If a JTAC calls in a new threat, the pilot sees it instantly, even off to the side. There's no need to turn the entire aircraft, just look, and the system locks on. Suite 9 and Scorpion work together as a seamless team. The pilot receives a digital cue, often a triangle or box on the visor, showing exactly where the target is, even if it's hidden behind a hill or moving across open ground. With one press of the 6-shot button, the A-10 can ripple off a salvo of precision weapons, each guided to its mark. This isn't just about speed, it's about compressing the time between finding a threat and firing on it. In the past, a pilot might spend precious seconds relaying coordinates, confirming positions, and manually selecting weapons. Now, the process is almost instantaneous. Dr. Vargas points out that this digital handshake between the cockpit and ground controllers slashes the kill chain time, sometimes from minutes to seconds. The heads-up display, once a static green circle, now draws from tablets targeting pods and data links. The pilot's helmet becomes the nerve center, blending infrared imagery, GPS coordinates, and JTAC updates into a single glance-driven interface. Harris recalls missions before these upgrades. You'd get a call, scribble a grid, squint at the map, and hope you had the right spot. Today, the target appears right in your line of sight. You're not just faster, you're more accurate, and you're less likely to make a mistake. With Suite 9 and the Scorpion helmet, the A-10 steps into the digital era without losing its soul. The pilot remains in control, but now with tools that multiply awareness and precision. The cockpit's evolution isn't about adding more screens or buttons. It's about making every second count when lives are at stake. As ground troops move, targets shift, and threats emerge from unexpected angles, the A-10's new digital systems keep pace, turning a Vietnam-era airframe into a 21st-century hunter. The result? A close air support jet that can see, decide, and strike faster than ever before. A single command flashes across the cockpit display. In seconds, the A-10's new digital backbone fuses targeting data from ground controllers, airborne sensors, and its own suite of upgraded avionics. The pilot's visor glows with a red triangle. An enemy vehicle called in by a forward observer and confirmed by the Link 16 network. There's no radio chatter, no grid coordinates to copy down. The battlefield has become a living map, updated in real time. The Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System, APKWS, sits armed under the wing. Unlike the old Hydra rockets, APKWS transforms a simple 2.75-inch rocket into a laser-guided munition. The pilot selects the target with a glance, the helmet's optical trackers registering every movement. With the press of a single button, a ripple of rockets launches. Each one rides a beam of reflected light, steering itself with tiny canards. At 5 kilometers, the first rocket finds its mark. The next follows within seconds. In testing, APKWS rockets have struck within a meter of their laser spot, delivering over 90% hit probability. For troops on the ground, that means fewer missed shots and less risk of collateral damage, especially when targets are dug in near civilian areas or friendly lines. But precision alone isn't enough against a modern air defense. On a second pylon, the A-10 carries the ADM-160 miniature air-launched decoy, or MOCKED. This isn't just a radar sponge, it's a programmable drone that mimics the radar signature of a fighter jet, even one as elusive as the F-35. When released, the MOCKED powers up and flies its own path, broadcasting signals that trick enemy radars into tracking a ghost. Surface-to-air missile batteries light up, wasting their salvos on a phantom while the A-10 slips in low and fast. In recent trials, MOCKED variants have replicated advanced fighter signatures with enough fidelity to force enemy networks into full alert, drawing fire away from manned aircraft and revealing hidden launchers. Link 16 ties it all together. The network shares every move, friendly positions, enemy contacts, threats, and new targets between the A-10, ground controllers, and allied jets overhead. The pilot sees not just a single engagement, but the entire fight unfolding across the battle space. When a JTAC updates a target on a tablet, it appears instantly on the pilot's HUD. There's no lag, no confusion, just a digital handshake that compresses the kill chain to a matter of seconds. The A-10 can now launch a 6-rocket salvo, each one guided to a separate target, all cued by live data. This is no longer the slow, analog gunship of the Cold War. The A-10's new weapons and networked brain let it strike with surgical accuracy, deceive advanced defenses, and coordinate in real time with every player on the field. The effect is unmistakable. A jet built for brute force, now wielding precision and deception as its sharpest tools. Right now, upgraded A-10s stand ready while debates over drones and stealth rage on. As precision warfare evolves, the need for trusted eyes-on support remains urgent. In a world chasing the next best thing, survivability and the human element still decide who comes home. What do you think? Let's talk below.